This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay, so yeah, we're doing our second ever Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. Want to thank Wizards of the Coast for inviting me to this streamer event where I get to play the format early, and I want to thank Card Kingdom for sponsoring my content as usual. So Deep Fathom Echo is pretty good. Like it becomes copies of things and explores every turn. I do like Zoetic Glyph a fair bit. Ixalan Landmark, like I've said, I think is going to be better than it looks. But yeah, this pack's not great. I may just take the Echo. I do think green-blue is awkwardly not that synergistic of a deck. But it's not a bad base if we wanted to be like a cave deck or something either. So I do like Zoetic Glyph, but I do think Deep Fathom Echo is enough better that it offsets being multicolored. And I don't think it would be impossible to splash this in a deck either. So okay. Well, we've got a Huatley's Final Strike. It's probably just what I take here after taking a green card with our first pick. Tinker's Tote's going to be a big enabler in this format because it works well in all the artifact decks, which is, you know, blue-white, black-white, and red-white are all interested in it. I do like Visage of Dread. You know, all of these that give you 2 cards worth of value are quite good. But, yeah, I think we go with Huatley's Final Strike. It's just really good, and it's in one of the colors that we're already in. You know, these black cards are good, and Tinker's Tote is good, but I think we'll take the good removal spell here. Yeah, Colossadactyl's pretty cool. Not, you know, that exciting, but I've drafted one deck so far. It was blue-black. We definitely got there on Synergy. Don't know that we got there on good. but we got there on Synergy. Medium blue cards. Medium green card. 2 really good black cards. I'd probably take one of them. I do like Lodestone Needle maybe more than I thought I did, but we also never really got to see it perform in that last draft, even though we had it. Cave Crawler, Join the Dead. I mean, we could take mediocre blue or green cards, but it's early enough in the draft. I think we just jam a really powerful card, and Join the Dead is definitely that. I don't think I like the Needle enough to take it, you know, even though we already have a blue card over Join the Dead. You know, it's so fiddly compared to Join the Dead. It kind of does the same thing in the long run, like gives you a full card worth of value, sort of. But it takes forever, and Join the Dead doesn't, so, you know. Okay. Still not seeing cave stuff, which is making me sad. Tendril of the Myco Tyrant's pretty good. I mean, in the early game, it's fine 2 mana 2/2, and then late, it's like a must kill for your opponent. We'd also have a Synapse Necromage, which I think is quite good. River Herald Scout's pretty good, honestly. I think it's probably just better than Tendril of the Myco Tyrant. Like, it does the thing on turn 2 that you really want to do. Do I think it's better than Necromage? I mean, if I don't end up in a sacrifice deck, then it probably is better than the Necromage. Yeah, let's take River Herald Scout here. Exploring is just, it's just good. The problem with blue-green, like, I'd be more excited about trying to be in a blue-green deck. But the problem is I normally like to force synergy decks during early access, or force them to some extent, just to sort of push them as far as I can to see how it feels. And blue-green just isn't that synergistic. Okay, I do really want to play with Jade Seedstones. Like, it's slow as heck, but, man, if you can craft it, it's powerful. There's a really good sack outlet here, or sack fodder here in Greedy Freebooter, but yeah, I think we take Seed Stones here. Kind of feels like maybe we will be blue-green, or at least green. Blue, I guess, isn't super open. I could take an Old Tech Cloud Guard. It's probably Is it the best card in this pack? Probably. But I also kind of know how it's going to play. It's kind of an obvious magic card. So I think I'm just going to grab Jade Seedstones here. Get some experience. Plus, it's better in terms of content creation, I feel like, for you to see the weirder cards and how they play out than it is like 4 mana, 3/2 that makes a 1/1 token, which is a card we see in like every set. So, all right, I like Chart of Course a lot. Yeah, we'll take it here. I think we may just end up being a blue-green deck that may or may not be that good at exploring. I mean, we've got Explore, so if we got the Signpost uncommon, it's not, you know, it would do stuff. But yeah. I like that black 1-drop, but if you can't sacrifice it, it's a lot worse. And there's really only one deck, black-red to a lesser extent, but black-white is where it'll be like really good. Everywhere else, it's kind of meh. All right, I think Inverted Iceberg's fine. I do think it's better in like our first deck, a blue-black deck, but it still, you know, does stuff. And it's powerful enough that I think I like taking it here. More than I like Walk with Ancestors. So let's take the Iceberg. I mean, to some extent, it's good to see whether a synergy-less deck or a low synergy deck can do well, too, in a format. You know, in the last format, it wasn't that important, you know, to have synergy. Now, in this format, it seems like it's more important. All right, so there is another Cloud Guard here, and that's pretty late. I think I have to take it over 3 blue cards that I think are mediocre, because I think it's, you know, white's best common, probably. So let's take it and see what happens. Maybe we'll be blue-white in the end. That's also not the highest synergy deck, but it has more synergy than green-blue for the most part. It's an artifact deck that's good at crafting, basically. Okay, I mean, if we had Explore payoffs, here's a card that explores every turn, potentially. Cosmian Blast isn't bad if we're like a control deck, but Didact Echo is not going to be especially good. Staggering Size isn't a terrible trick. Cosmian Blast to me is like the most interesting, but I probably am just supposed to take a Didact Echo. The thing about 1 is that it was a synergy deck, but all the synergy decks were fast, and that's, I think, markedly different from how this format will play out. So I guess we'll grab the Puzzle Door. It gives us some craft nonsense. If nothing else, like we can craft it with our Iceberg. Definitely better in like blue-black, but okay. So we've already got a decent number of artifacts. I mean, and I think this is a reasonable 2-drop anyway. Sage of Days only worth it if you're a graveyard deck. I don't think we're headed that way. I don't think Relic Explorer is good at all. I do like Archaeologist okay. And Buried Treasures probably got a home, but we'll just take the 2-drop. This is like another card I do really want to play with, but man, is it bad? It's going to be bad when it's bad. You know what I mean? I think we'll just take a trick. All right, Explorer's Cache. I mean, it's kind of an Explore payoff because it likes counters. You know, it also has Explore in its name, just in case you didn't get it, but, you know. This card's cool, but I don't think very good in Limited. It's just so hard to control, like, what's in graveyards, what's in play, and all that nonsense. Well, I do really like Tithing Blade. Waylaying Pirates doesn't seem bad if we, you know, keep our artifact count up. We would have really liked this in our last deck. We didn't get it, though. Colossodactyl is definitely, you know, a monster. I think we probably grab Pirates. The Blade is easy to splash, but it's also not very good if you can't consistently play it on turn 2. So it's not really something you want to splash. And I think, yeah, I think we go with Pirates here. Yeah, we saw this in our last draft. It's not a card I love. I don't think I want to take it here. I may just take another River Herald Scout. That seems pretty good to me. We're kind of a blue-green aggro deck right now, which is an interesting spot. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. But that is kind of what we are right now. We got some late game too, but... The guide mural is pretty cool, and, you know, we could still end up in blue-white. It's not like our green cards are incredible. And, but it would put us in another slow deck like our first one. But it is a different slow deck. This deck's not great at getting Descend, so I don't love the Council. I think we take the guide mural and see what happens. We could potentially splash it, which if we have enough artifacts we'd like doing. And we do have another good white card, so I think I like it here. I worry it's too slow. Like most of the other signposts in the commons in the signpost uncommons in the set aren't so slow, and I worry this one might just be too slow. But I guess we'll see if we play with it. But yeah, we have the Cloud Guard. We also join the dead, but Corpses of the Lost, huh? This card looks like it's reasonably well positioned in our deck. Like if we could splash it or switch into green-white, like it's pretty good with Explore. Corpses of the Lost is pretty good, but it does need some synergy to really get there in terms of Descend, and Explore can help us with that, but it's probably just better to stick to, you know, these other cards. Over the Edge can kill so many creatures in this format that I might just take it here. Oaken Siren's an artifact if we want more of those. I think I like Over the Edge a little more than River Herald Guide. Okay, well, I was complaining about there not being Explore payoffs, but we did get one. There's like one at Uncommon in both green and blue, and then the Signpost. And I think we grabbed this thing. I'm pretty excited to play with it. I do love Explore. If we were being responsible, the pick here would be Waterwind Scout, like every time. But I'm gonna take Twists and Turns, and we're gonna lean into Explore a little more, maybe. This is not for us really. It's for the Cave deck. Shipwreck Sentry. We have 5 artifacts. I mean, it could be worse. I don't really want another staggering size, so yeah. I think we're sort of locked in on green-blue now. You know, Explorer's Cache kind of an Explore payoff too, but it's a little more roundabout about how it works. Don't really want to play Reminiscence or Swashbuckler's Whip, I don't think. Okay. Man, that would have been fun to force early on, or take in our last deck. I think our last deck probably could have actually pulled it off. I guess we're going to take a Capybara. I'm not very excited about it, but I don't really think we want Promising Vein. We could try to splash a color, but it's not that good of a way of doing it. Healy's Lattice, I think, is the best card here. We don't care that much about the graveyard, so I think we just take a decent 2-drop that will sometimes be a 4-3. Ugh. Yeah, none of these are that good for us. I mean, I think both of those are terrible. So is Contested Game. But, well, this isn't terrible. It just needs the exact right deck. These 2 cards, I think, are unplayable. So let's see. Yeah, let's take this. Okay, I mean, we've got some reasons to load the graveyard, I feel like, at this point. So let's just go ahead and take a Spider. Yeah, I think Pirates look reasonable in our deck. probably need like 3 more artifacts to feel good about it. Do we have any cards that make artifacts that we're not looking at? No. All right. I do think Deconstruction Hammer is legit. Matsatlanti is not comparable at all to the other legendary artifact we were talking about. Like, it's a lot harder to make it work or have it be powerful. Well, maybe it's not harder, but it's not as interesting as you know, the other one. Removal, sure. Yeah. More twists and turns and more explore would be fun, I think. You know, I don't think this is terrible. And it's an artifact, which is good for our pirates. It may just be a better combat trick than Staggering Sizes, since it's a permanent and it sticks around in a format where those things matter. I wouldn't be surprised if it pans out that way. It's also an artifact. Granted, green doesn't really care about artifacts, but sometimes you're paired with another color that does. Well, getting one of those for free works for me. Are we finally going to take a Colossadactyl? No, because there's a Watley's Final Strike. I do like Colossadactyl, but we keep having cards that I think are better. So we'll take the removal. Ooh, Spyglass Siren is nice. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's better. Restless Prairie is too. I do think it's better than River Herald Scout. You know, it also explores for us, but it gives us an artifact, and we definitely have enough cards that care about that at this point. Plus, it's just like an amazing rate, like 1 mana, 1/1 map. That's great. I mean, I wouldn't hate River Herald Scout wheeling, that's for sure. But one interesting thing about having Discover in your deck is it does make like 1 mana things a little bit worse. I don't know that we're going to play this in the end anyway. I mean, I don't think it's great, but just something to keep in mind because, you know, hitting some of these, hitting twists and turns or puzzle door off of it isn't exactly going to feel great. Okay. Got some interesting choices here. We've got another twists and turns, which is interesting. We've also got Cave Diver, which is another explore payoff. I sort of feel like Twists and Turns is like more likely to wheel. And I also think Hurl, like, you know, we got blown out by it in our last draft. And, you know, I think it has a really high ceiling. I just have questions about the floor. But if I'm trying to force synergy, which I like to do in early access, maybe I should just grab the Cave Diver, diversify our synergy a little bit, you know. Armored Kincaller, you know, but yeah, let's just take this. Let's take the Merfolk. So we can get a third Watley's Final Strike, and I do think that's what we do. We do have Poison Dart Frog, but Final Strike is good. Don't think we play Walk with Ancestors in this deck. Not sure we play Mineshaft Spider either. Another Over the Edge. It's really our only pick because, I mean, this isn't terrible, but I feel like Over the Edge is going to perform better than Out of Air for the most part. I wish we'd get the Signpost. You know, that would be nice. Go as hard as we can on Explore. If Twists and Turns wheels, I'll be pretty happy too, but, you know. Wonder whether Iceberg is going to be worth it. I guess if we're trying to play Waylaying Pirates, it probably is. Spelunking, not really what we're after. You know, if we had cave stuff going on, that's when it gets interesting. I'll take a Cogwork Wrestler. I think it just lines up really well in this format, and it gives us another artifact. So, probably need some more creatures to feel really good about things, especially with 3 Huatli's Final Strikes. Kind of doubt we play In the Presence of Ages. So Waterlogged Hulk could be sweet if we were like a crazy graveyard deck, but we're not. Here's one of those really good cave payoffs. We really haven't seen them in our first 2 drafts, but you know, if I see this pack one, pick one early in the format, I might force it just because it's that good. Getting all those bats and counters and everything. Probably just take another pirate. We probably still have 1 too few artifacts to feel great about it, but Waterlogged Hulk's just not going to work in our deck. Yeah. Another Mineshaft Spider. I don't think we play it, so I'm going to grab Kutzel here. Yeah. Doesn't feel like we really stayed in a late... Like, our last deck, Blue-Black was definitely open, and we got to do all kinds of crazy stuff. This time, I'm not so sure it was open enough for us to continue to push in this direction, but that's okay, I guess. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to want 3 Waylaying Pirates. So I could take a mediocre artifact here in one of these, but River Herald Scout's just too good, I think. Like, another artifact maybe would be nice. Oh, we do have more than it looks like we do, because we have things that make map tokens. So the pirates are a little better than I'm thinking. And here's a Calamitous Cave-In. If somebody was in on caves, man, they might have ended up with a really good deck. Yeah, I mean, I think our deck looks okay. I'm not in love with it. You know, our first deck, I think, did more of what I like for... yeah, Buried Treasure. What I like for... to do during early access, and this one's a little... I do think Minecart is mediocre. I mean, I think it's fine. That's what mediocre means, right? I mean, but I think you probably cut it more than you play it, yeah. I don't think we're interested in Didact Echo. Although, we do have a lowish creature count. Might get a little awkward with Combat Tricks and Explore and whatnot. You know, Iceberg is a creature sometimes. So is Seed Stones, but yeah, I don't think we play Treasure. I mean, we have... What do we have? That might be worth splashing. Nothing really. You can't even really guarantee 1 treasure from cart, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I think if you're in the cave deck especially, I think it gets interesting. All the colorless sources of fixing do. We are exploring a lot, that's for sure. So, we've got 6 straight-up artifacts, but then we also have Spyglass Siren. I don't think we have anything else, though. And I don't really want to cut any more creatures, but I kind of have to. We probably don't need Unlucky Drop in this deck. We have plenty of removal without it because of the 3 Huatli's Final Strikes. Maybe I'm supposed to cut the Scythe. I mean, I like it as an equipment and as a trick, but yeah. I could consider going to 16 lands with all this Explore. I don't hate that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Roll with this. It would have been nice to get more Explore payoffs, but we knew from the beginning that there aren't very many of those. So I don't know. I think Over the Edge is pretty good in our deck. We like to explore, and it blows up like, I don't know, 1/3 of the creatures in the format. So, okay. So the weird thing about Twists and Turns on turn 1 is it can't actually explore. So we're not going to play it on turn 1. We'll play our Capybara. And then maybe next turn we'll do it. Yeah, Yeah, that's a 4-2. I would have liked... We didn't get this bad boy, which I think... We did get the 2-drop Merfolk, which I think is probably a little better than this, but other than that, I feel like that might be the best Explore payoff. Not payoff, but card with Explore is what I mean. I guess I'm going to cast Twists and Turns here. And then play Inverted Iceberg. Yeah. So we're going to leave that on top, I think. I could explore more to make this, like, huge. Yeah, there's something to be said for doing that, I think. Especially because they're in black-green and I'm less likely to have good targets for Over the Edge. But it's probably... Well, the Iceberg is going to mill something. I don't love that. Especially because it's going to mill that. It does put a card in my graveyard. You know what? Let's just go hard on Explore here. Where this really won't feel good is if they have removal. Which, they're black-green, so it's not like that's unlikely. Alright, let's see. I could play the Echo. I don't really want to make it a copy of Capybara, but it does still explore every turn. And then I can make it copies of other things later. Playing Cave Diver plus Siren is honestly pretty good too because... Yeah, that's pretty good actually. The Echo can explore every single turn, so it will make this unblockable every single turn. That seems pretty good, right? And it can make itself a copy. This turn it doesn't really matter. So yeah, let's play out the Echo and get that started. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw a land. It doesn't need to become a copy of anything here. Attack for 3 unblockable. Guess I could explore again. I probably should have. Come to think of it. I didn't want to attack with the Capybara because it can block Primordial Gnawer so effectively. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and explore again here. Do I really want another land, or would I rather have a counter here? I'd rather have a counter, I think. Okay, we got removal on top, and they know about it, but that's okay. They may be about to kill our Echo, which is sad, but I guess I could live with it. Yeah, no, that's probably better. Lets them attack a lot more effectively this particular turn. I hate that they're going to discover if I block that. But I think we go for it. It's the most problematic attacker of all of them, so... Let's see what they discover here. Soul Coil Viper. Yeah, that's kind of funny with that card. Alright, so we know they're tapped out. I like that part. Let's play our River Herald Scout here. A second one. I feel like we probably need to play Huatley's Final Strike. So I'm not going to play it if I decide to draw it. Or decide to leave it on top. But I do get a 2-3. And a 2-3 is a lot better than a 1-2 right now. So I think we do leave it. And then we're going to use Final Strike while they're tapped out. What can they reanimate right now? Anything hugely problematic? I mean, other than that... Yeah, I think we just go ahead and kill the Axe Jaw. It's not going to be unblockable because the triggers were too late, so there's not really a reason to do that. Wait, was I wrong? No, because of the order. It explores and then becomes a copy, so... Hey, look! Twists and turns. Those having vigilance is pretty obnoxious, that's for sure. Ooh, they have a Jadelight Spelunker on top. That is bad. That is bad. Also, they can transform their twists and turns, can't they? Yep. Theirs is going to transform. I think we take 5. Why didn't it transform? Oh, they have to play a land after it's already in play, is why. I guess we'll play the Iceberg first here. Shipwreck Sentry is a better blocker on this board. And I'm going to explore anyway. Yeah, so I think we play... Yeah, we can go to combat first. Yeah. I mean, another Shipwreck Sentry is not terrible on this board, just in terms of blocking. I think we probably leave it. Also, making that into a 6/6 is pretty good. This will flip now, though. With the, if they play a land. I guess maybe they don't play a land. Nope, they played a land. Playing Jadelight Spelunker and paying a gajillion for X is pretty busted, though. So I think that's what I would do if I were them. Yeah. Combo that with the Merfolk Cave Diver is pretty sweet. Oh my god. So they're going to have a trample trick on top of their... Okay, they decided they didn't want a trample trick. That's interesting. Because that would have, like, killed me, I feel like. Thank you for the sub, SJ Sharks. Okay, well, leaving removal on top is also pretty good, I guess. All right, so we're going to play River Herald Scout here. I think putting that in the graveyard makes more sense. I mean, a 2/3 is not that much better right now, and if I can draw... I can also transform my inverted iceberg. So yeah, I think... Oh, I'm in the scry part right now. I guess we'll leave it on top and then put it in the graveyard. That way we get a 2/3. Yeah. Yeah, he might have a copy of the Trample Trick in hand already. That is possible. Wish I could draw that right now. 6/6 Deep Fathom Echo. Sure. Okay. Let's see what happens now. It won't be unblockable because the explore trigger happens before it changes, unfortunately. I wish it worked that way, but it explores and then becomes a copy, so... Although, does it use the stack? If it uses the stack, I guess we'll try this turn if we make it to this turn. They do have Join the Dead. So they're probably going to kill the Echo because that gets rid of our repeatable ability to explore. But I guess they're dead if they do that because I can play Cogwork Wrestler and just swing out with everything. Whoops. They didn't have to send. They couldn't kill it. Wow. I'm really surprised they didn't have to send 4. I actually don't have to block this. Well, they do have Mycoid Maze still. And that is a pain. Blocking with this gets rid of a blocker, too. Yeah, let's do it that way. We'll find out this turn. We'll get to check, finally. So we want to play our Wrestler. Oh, unless they don't let me. But the way it's worded, it would, to me, seem that I couldn't make it unblockable. I guess I should have checked on an earlier turn. But it would have been smaller was the problem, and I didn't really want it to be smaller at any point in that game. But, like, if it uses the stack, right, the Explorer goes on the stack, then the change happens. But changing, I don't think, uses the stack. It's like Morph. This is kind of an awful hand because we don't have a creature. And all the cards need a creature. But the cards are good. I think we have to mulligan, yeah. And I'm very happy I did. What do I put back? I guess it could be Chart a Course, but Chart a Course kind of with Spyglass Siren will erase our mulligan. I mean, I think we just put the Pirates back. Yeah. That Trample Trick basically would have won them the game, I think, because they could have swung out and had a huge Spelunker. I didn't do the math. I could be wrong, but obviously it would have been better than what they did, which was cast a card that didn't do anything. Alright, so I think we're going to get to chart a course here. Yep, that trick is an instant. Our mulligan has been erased. Took some tempo away from us, I guess, but... Okay, pirates are going to be good, because we do, in fact, have an artifact in play. And for that reason, I don't think I explore this turn, even though I can. I think we just play Shipwreck Sentry and pass. I mean, I guess if I play Seed Stones first, the pirates will still do their thing, and then I can explore now. Yeah. Yeah, we want removal. Don't think we attack, though. Don't think I'm going to block either, mostly because I don't want... I want Jade Seedstones to be able to do something, you know? Oaken Siren to the graveyard. Alright, I think we take 3. Alright, so with the mana up, I don't really think I can play Jade Seedstones and feel good about it, unfortunately. Or Huatli's Final Strike. I mean, they know something's happening here, so I don't think we can do anything other than attack for 2. I mean, I guess playing the pirates might just be worth it. But I can also just hold up the Final Strike. I mean... a 3/3 is a nice thing to have, but... And if I don't play an artifact here, then I'm kind of in trouble. Yeah, I think we just play this out, unfortunately. I think that's the best way to play around interaction here. Because if they respond to either of these, we get, like, utterly blown out. And this at least gives me a Hill Giant, and I don't get blown out, you know? Alright, so we are gonna block. Okay. So, once again, I don't think we try to do anything here other than play out a creature. Yeah, so let's play our Deep Fathom Echo. No reason to have it become a copy of anything. Okay. I don't hate attacking here. Yeah, I do. Because they can just block it. To trade, they would have to spend mana, it's true, but... It's just so dangerous when you're up against blue-white to, like, try to interact when you have other options. I mean, even though playing a Hill Giant wasn't, like, awesome, it made more sense than the alternatives, I think. So, if I make this a 4, that's pretty sweet, but making our flyer bigger is probably just better. More explore seems good. I could give it flying, and it would be a 3/3, but I think getting in for 6 on the ground is probably a little bit better. Okay, this is interesting. I think we're going to be playing Whatley's Final Strike, most likely in some way, shape, or form. See what happens. Obviously, Deep Fathom Echo's good. Like that, we've gotten it both games, and it's done a ton of work, which is not surprising. Ooh, well, that's not awesome. I can kill the Larcenist, but I wonder... We'll find out whether or not they have interaction or not, I guess. Now it's a treasure. They might have a bounce spell here, and it's really going to suck if they do, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, you know? I guess if they do have a bounce spell, I at least get to freeze down whatever, you know? Okay, so it's time to find out whether they have the interaction we've been wondering about this whole time. Let's put them here. Oh, I forget I can spread them out. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then... explore again. I think we do have it become a copy of the Siren now, because it'll be a 5/5. Yeah. Although, already they're going to have to... Yeah, we don't want to do it. We're just going to swing with everything. It comes out the same, pretty much. The Nautilus can block and trade, but then they have to block something else. Or just take lethal. The Dimir deck was good was fun, but we only went 2 and 3 in the end. Got to descend 8 a bunch though, so. I mean, if we keep sticking that explore every turn creature, there's like no way our opponents win, basically. Bad hand. I think we probably mulligan. We just don't have anything early. Like, maybe we can kill something, but... Alright, much better. I think I'd probably throw Waylaying Pirates out of the way. The hand, as it stands now, doesn't have an artifact in it, so... Well, we have something to destroy with Over the Edge, I guess. We have something else to destroy with Over the Edge, I guess. I think we probably do it before they play more artifacts with that. Okay. Let's play our River Herald Scout. Capybara, huh? No thanks. Get our other graveyard things going, because it's not going to be going for a while, so. Yeah, we've had our opponents proc that against us a few times now. I do like playing Sentry here. And then just passing and leaving up Wrestler. I could chart a course, but I'm greedy, so, you know, didn't wanna. That can only shock things, so I'm not sure what they're planning to do if they sack it. I guess they're just not gonna sack it. We're gonna try to Cogwork Wrestler them here. I wouldn't say Descend's easy to enable, but it's definitely doable. Like, Descend 8 is doable. That makes the Cogwork Wrestler plan not really work out. I have 6 power. Yeah, dropping it down a little lower doesn't really make a difference. That's frustrating. My poor chart, of course. Yeah, we're just going to have to cast it the weak way. Well, that's pretty good. Pretty good draws off of it, at least. So if we can get Deep Fathom Echo going now, we're going to be pretty happy. Yeah, that's annoying. So they freeze that down. They can attack with both now, too. I think we take 7, unfortunately. Feels good. Alright, so let's play Deep Fathom Echo. We want to do it main phase 1 so that we get an Explore trigger. Yeah, no, we'd rather have a 4/4 than the other options. I think we pass because if they have a way to kill Deep Fathom Echo, things get really ugly for us here. And getting in for 2 just doesn't seem that great right now. Ooh, so they've got 2 of those now. They could equip them both and then kill Deep Fathom Echo. That's bad news. It is a 2-for-1, and actually a 3-for-1 because we drew a forest, but it puts them in such a good position on this board that I'm not sure it matters. I can actually kill the Sentry, though, with Wrestler plus... Oh, they decided not to do it. It's interesting. Okay, so we're going to try to Cogwork Wrestler here. See if it works out for us this time. Not really. I mean, it kind of does. Oh, no, it doesn't. My math was wrong. Wow. Well, we've had people misplay badly against us. I guess it was my turn. Whew. Can we recover? I don't know. Probably not. Could draw worse. Yeah. Let's leave that Seed Stones on top. I was counting like Cogwork Wrestler's damage in there. Like I should have flashed the Wrestler in and blocked 2, I guess. Hoo boy. Okay. Yeah. Just what you want to see. So we're dead to both torches next turn. Yeah, they'll do 4 to us. I can't play this and transform it, unfortunately. That would be hilarious. So yeah, we're dead on board. I guess maybe they won't sack their torches. That's the hope. In which case, maybe we buy ourselves another turn. But I don't know why they wouldn't just sack the torches to kill us here. If they don't, we can potentially gain a bunch of life. Ish. No, yeah. They noticed. As one would expect. Yeah, that misplay was bad. I mean, we were in a bad spot anyway, but that was a bad misplay. I mean, you know, it was a chump block instead of a trade. That's a big difference. There's a big difference. Okay, this one I think we can actually keep thanks to the puzzle door. Keeps things from getting too awful early thanks to the card selection. Well, we didn't draw something we could play. I mean, you know, we could. I think one of our deck's biggest problems is that we have a lot of cards reliant on us having creatures, and we have like 13 creatures, which is just not a great rate of, you know, if you're trying to play cards that say target creature does a thing. Like all 3 of these. I wonder if they're going to reanimate like that like we did in the last game, because that is pretty darn hard to beat in blue-green. Like, hey, look, something we can play. Buried treasure. I think we just play our pirates here as a hill giant. We just need to get bodies out there. Mediocre or otherwise, you know? So. I mean, yeah, okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings too much. It doesn't look to me like Over the Edge is going to be very useful here. I have a feeling a bunch of removal probably is. But maybe 3 Whatley's Final Strikes is too many. It's too bad I don't this isn't discard, it's exile, so yeah, we'll discard Over the Edge. Their deck's kind of like our last deck. So we're going to go ahead and fire one of these off. Wonder if they chump block here just to get more descend going? No. Do you think they can reanimate something here? That would be bad. Defossilize would be bad. Alright, that worries me a lot less than defossilize. I could kill both their creatures here. Don't hate it. It's not great either, honestly, but it's not the worst, you know. I could also play Seed Stones and, like, attack, but right now they can't interact. I think I'm just gonna... Just gonna wipe the board and get in for 3. Yeah, I had a feeling that might happen eventually, and that's part of the reason I wanted to fire those off while I could. Imagine if I hadn't there. Would have been bad. They can discover from their graveyard if nothing else. Let's hope they hit a 1-drop, though. Well, they hit a card that basically doesn't do anything. I'll take it. They should have put that in their hand, I think. Because you can do that. And if they did that, it might have done something. Uh-oh. What are we going to exile? I guess Waylaying Pirates is the plan. I think we're going to somehow manage to win this thing. Oh yeah, I guess I should have waited to do that. At least bluffed that I could do something. Thank you for the sub, Eon Kalkos. Ooh, boy. That's nasty. So they kill both my creatures. That's a great draw. That's like the only way you can beat Twin Chonkers. And then they counter that. Uh-oh. They might have turned this thing around. They have fewer cards left in their deck than I do. But they also just played a Marauding Brine Fang, so... That was like the exact card they needed to beat us, was an Abyssal Gorestalker. Don't have another real card to play. Thank you. Another Sentry. I mean, I don't hate it. It means I can threaten them with lethal in the near future if I play an artifact, and yeah. Ow. I can triple block it next turn if I don't draw a way to do lethal. I think that would probably make the most sense. Why would they do that? They have to lose both their creatures and I hold on to my 2/3? I guess they're worried I can do lethal. I guess I'll take it. Maybe they can just reanimate it again, but that doesn't really work for them. That does. Sorta. So I can transform this turn, and if this game goes long, and it kind of is, transforming it is big. Let's go ahead and use this now. So if I explore one more time and hit a counter, yeah. I'm attacking with River Herald Scout here, like, no matter what, I think. But if I can get a counter, it's, like, way better. I do get a counter. Because they had to block. They have to block now, and they can't kill my River Herald Scout with their Nautilus. They'll need something else anyway. Well, I guess maybe they have something else. Nope. All right. Yeah, that's annoying. And actually kind of dangerous, given the situation. Doesn't really what we want here. All right. Yeah, this game's been fun, if nothing else. I definitely block if Council of Echoes attacks, yeah. I mean... Okay, you are an artifact, aren't you? Yeah. We're actually going to trigger this for once. Of course, we were going to be able to do lethal either way, but... Oops. Let's see if they block. I didn't realize it was going to untap. I was just picking something. That's kind of awkward. Well, the things you learn in early access, you know what I mean? That is awkward. It's weird that they have that effect. We don't see that very often. The, like, it's kind of a feel-bad moment, you know? But you can use it to untap your stuff, which is nice. It's awkward that it doesn't warn you, though. It should have warned me. That's my complaint. Not just that I should have read the card. Yeah, I did give them one more turn when we didn't need to. This deck's already won more games than our more synergistic one did, but it doesn't seem as powerful as the other deck was, even though the result is better. Those are definitely two of the things. All right, looks good. Haven't gotten to see how this thing fares just yet. I feel like playing it once you already have a counter in play is better because then you know you're going to get that counter back. So I think playing River Herald Scout first makes sense. Ugh. Okay, at least I don't know if I like them drawing more than I like them... They're green-red. I don't see Over the Edge being great here. And I need more lands kind of badly, so... Okay, I mean, I think we offer up the trade here. I kind of doubt they're going to take it. If I play Sentry, I could play Cash next turn and attack with it. But River Herald Scout might draw me another land or get another counter. I mean, no matter what happens, well, I have to draw a fourth land one way or another, and then I can play both of these. Getting the cash down is good for Waylaying Pirates, too. Let's just play another Scout. Alright, so we do know we have 4 mana now, which is good. Yeah, the frog, that's true. It only has Death Touch. I forget that. Sometimes I think it gets reach when you pay 2, but yeah, it's that's not how it works. I remember that those words are on the card, but not which ability you pay for. Okay, so I kind of like the idea of playing Explorer's Cache here. Putting a counter on River Herald Scout. Well, if it always had Death Touch and gained reach for 2, that wouldn't be bad, I don't think. Put a counter there. The Dart Frog can give itself Death Touch right now, but, like, you know, takes some work. They have to spend 2 mana or whatever. Alright, well, we'll try to kill that. Let's see if they have a trick. Nope. And then we get a counter back on our cash. This is a card I was excited to try out, so it's nice to have it here. Then we'll play Shipwreck Sentry. I do wish we had some of that guy. But, ooh, all the Waylaying Pirates in the world, and we have an artifact in play. Works for me. This can't attack right now, so I think I just slap another counter on River Herald Scout here and attack them for 3. They do have a bunch of mana, but hopefully they play something big that I can just freeze down with Waylaying Pirates. That's the dream. Nope. They're gonna gain 3. Yeah, that card is a nasty little common for the Dino decks. Now we have a Deep Fathom Echo, huh? Is that just better here than... Yeah, it probably is. And we want to get the Explore trigger, so we're going to play it now. I can only do this as a sorcery, huh? There's not really any harm in me putting the counters here, because if they do decide to trade, then all the counters come back here, and if they don't trade, then... So let's just do that. We will decline. You know, I'm going to attack with both of those. Okay. Well, that makes life worse. That's for sure. I can at least freeze it down, but it still has these annoying counters around. Alright, so let's twists and turns here. Freeze that down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think we just go all in on River Herald Scout. Although having this be a 5/5 potentially, yeah, let's do that. All right, we'll leave that on top. Leave it on top. Then we're gonna play Waylaying Pirates. Can't let that thing attack. I mean, it'll make 3 more of these. It can sack them all. Like, it's a complete mess if we let that attack us. So we're just going to attack with River Herald Scout here. See what happens. Yep, that's kind of what I thought would happen. Gets all the counters back. Oh, it only gets 1? It does only get 1 back. You know, do a whole set review, but there's so many cards. Remembering exactly what they do, you know, and actually reading the card, like, that's crazy talk. So you've got reach. That's annoying. We're going to have to freeze down the Thunder Hulk again. Unfortunately. Yeah, so we can attack with our Sentry and our Waylaying Pirates here pretty effectively. Am I supposed to freeze something down other than the Thunderhulk here? And try to get in for as much damage as I can before the Thunderhulk does its thing? That is a good question. Well, I'm definitely playing Waylaying Pirates here. Nah. I don't think we can risk the continued onslaught of nonsense. I guess we could get our Mycoid Maze going, but I think that'll happen without us trying very hard. Yeah. You know, like that. We could make it a flyer, but this has reach, etc. So I don't think we do. I don't think we're attacking with it. Do I explore? Probably. Have the mana too, after all. So land on top right now would transform that, which is nice. But another 4/4 is also pretty nice. I kind of think we still bottom it. I mean, we're likely to draw another land anyway. Yeah. So this Thunder Hulk is about to be unleashed, unfortunately. Ooh, and they have Descend for that. I really wish that Dart Frog was tapped. Okay, it basically is now. I mean, it can't get Death Touch. It's not really tapped, but... Oh, never mind. Alright, so time to transform. Do I just want to cast Chart a Course in my first main phase because I might draw... Like, if I draw Huatley's whatever to kill this, and we have 3 of them in our deck, well, I guess it doesn't matter if I kill it now or later, so I may as well get more cards out of the deal. We do still have 3 Huatley's strikes left in our deck. Alright, so... that in mind... Could make it a flyer. No, it's still not. Doesn't matter. We're just going to attack with this. Their Dart Frog can block it, potentially. Kind of doubt it does. Does not. So then we're going to Chart a Course. Come on, Huatley's Strike. We have to kill the Thunder Hulk. Okay, we did draw more card draw, so it's not impossible. It's not impossible. We don't even have one in the graveyard, so where are they? We're probably going to mill one. Time to mill one. Okay. Well, that did not go the ideal way that we really needed it to go. But I guess I'll be okay. So we've got 15 cards left. 3 of them are Huatley's Strike. Great. It's good stuff. And now that they're untapped, ever killing the Thunder Hulk is, like, pretty unlikely. Well, at least I can't kill any of my creatures. It can do 2 to me. Oh, actually, it can kill my Siren, yeah. Can't kill any of my blockers, at least. I don't even have blue mana up for my Cogwork Wrestler, which makes me feel very vulnerable right now. It's frustrating to miss that window that we basically had to hit. Despite drawing the number of cards we did, to not hit a Huatley's Strike is brutal. Especially because once your opponent has mana untapped, I guess right now I can still kill it. So I can stop complaining if I draw it now. Let's draw it now. Let's do it. Oh, boy. Well, Okay, then. I probably should have played an island. Because if I did, I'd have man up for Cogwork Wrestler. Hey, look at that! If only I could draw it right now. Having it become a copy of this is kind of interesting. Doesn't really help us right now, but it might later. Freaking Thunderhulk. I don't think it's great because I don't think the stats boost it offers is worth much more than a card. So I think you're spending 3 mana to get a weak effect plus a card. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they do have a braid. So we have to block now or they can just kill us? Well, not quite. They don't have enough artifacts to kill us. Let's just take it. Man, it's frustrating that I didn't kill the Thunderhulk in the one window we had. So I can kill the Thunderhulk now, but I'm still going to be dead because they have so much going on. We do not want to make this a copy of this because then they can abrade it. So... oh, man. That is frustrating. Yep, the tokens alone can kill us. That's why we had to draw one of those Whatley strikes earlier. But we didn't. Instead, we drew them all consecutively. It's just funny to leave it on top at this point. Yep, you can abrade that. The land can dig me into my deck, but that doesn't do us a whole lot of good here. Yep. We drew 4 cards in that turn. I mean, you know, the probability was good. We drew a Whatley's Final Strike, but it probably wasn't even 50%. But I still feel like if I have 3 copies of a card and I draw 4 cards in a turn... and I have like 20 cards left in my deck. You know, I should have drawn one. We'd probably win that. We definitely win that game if we drew it at the right time. But we didn't. So that's how things panned out. Because, yeah, we explored. We drew a card for a turn. We chart a course, and we explored and drew a land. And we still didn't hit it. It's rough. I think we can keep this. We don't have green, but River Herald Scout and Inverted Iceberg are likely to help us get there. Probably, maybe. Probably. Yeah, that's annoying when I have Inverted Iceberg in my hand. I mean, at least it gives me value first, but... yeah, we play the Scout. We probably put anything. If we don't draw a land off of this, we probably put whatever's on top in the graveyard. We do draw a land. That's nice. And it's a forest even. It's even nicer. Looks like our opponent has mana problems, so maybe that'll give us the opening we need. Alright, so let's twist and turns. I think we do want to draw another land. We need them pretty badly with this particular hand. So next turn I can play Jade Seedstones and attack with Shipwreck Sentry if it's what I do. Yeah, that's rough for them. So they could have Cosmium Confluence or whatever. But if I put all the counters on River Herald Scout, it'll be too big for them to kill it anyway. So I think that's just what I'm going to do. That one can do it, though. All right. Fair enough. So I think we just attack and then leave all our mana up here. Yeah, I didn't mean Cosmium Confluence. The Cosmium removal spell is what I meant. Obviously enough. No, thank you. So, I think we Iceberg. Okay. And then we attack them. Okay, so that's nice. Yeah, I mean, their mana problems are too much to overcome. Yeah, I don't know what Cosmium is. I don't follow the lore enough, but clearly something that's in them caves. Something that's in the caves. So we won more than we lost with this one so far. I have a hard time imagining it's actually better than our first deck. You know, results-based thinking in something that has variance, you know, is always a problem. But so it's the unobtainium of this universe. I see. The MacGuffin. Pretty nice hand. Turn 1 Siren into Charticourse is not bad. Do we risk... Since we're on the draw, I think we'd have to discard if we did that. No, we wouldn't. Three, 4, 5, 6, but then, yeah. So we don't have to. Ooh. So they've gotten there on artifacts already, I think it's safe to say. Our Huatli's Final Strikes sure love us, don't they? Over the Edge is going to carry some weight here. I don't think I'm supposed to play it here, though, when I can play, you know, a real card like I can. So I guess I'm going to explore and then play... Yeah, let's explore. Although, I guess if I draw a land, I do end up having to discard here. No, I don't. I just always think you have to discard, apparently. Okay. Attack them for 1. And then we'll play Shipwreck Sentry. Alright. So they're doing the thing. That is for sure. So, yeah. Let's play River Herald Scout. Then we'll play Over the Edge on this. I guess we're going to attack for 1. I do love Clay-Fired Bricks. I haven't played with it or against it, only 2 drafts in, but I have a feeling it's bonkers, and I'm going to wish I had that Artifact Destruction spell back. I do have another copy of that somewhere. We'd have to be pretty lucky to find it at this point, but, you know, it could happen. All right, so let's play our Puzzle Door. That means we can swing out. All right, Cogwork Wrestler is obnoxious. But let's see how they block here. Okay. I should still be able to kill everything if I use Huatli's Final Strike. Boo! Okay. Of course they had it. We were worried about it earlier. Should have been worried about it now. So they only need 1 more mana, and then they're buffing their whole board. Seems pretty good. Well, gonna be hard to win once they transform that thing. Three, 4, 5, 6. So I can play Twists and Turns and Shipwreck Sentry and leave up Huatli's Final Strike. Well, I guess what we need to find is a way to blow up this once they transform it. So I think we just put this on the bottom. So if they draw a land, I think we're probably dead. And they do. Yeah. The power of Clay-Fired Bricks is about to be on display here. Yeah. There were people who told me, I mean, I know it's one draft, but it's obviously pretty strong. There are a lot of people who told me it was going to be awful in the format, and I just don't think that's what's going to happen. We are dead, dead, dead. We dead. Well, I think 4 and 3 is actually a pretty good result for that deck. I mean, it was fun to go as hard as we could on Explore. Would have been nice to get a few more payoffs, but we did draw, you know, our rare a bunch, and that's part of what won us games.